Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Remember, on this channel I always do my trade, set up my trade pairs. Today I will be teaching you how you can be able to trade a consolidating market. Imagine when high time frame market is just doing spike or spike down, and some way somehow it looks like the perfect time to even trade, not just trading the trend, high down trend or an uptrend. You can also trade a consolidating or a ranging market. So in this video I'll be teaching you how you can be able to find good setups on a consolidating market, and you can try it out and tell me again in the comment section how was it and how we are able to do it on your own chart. So join me on the chat, let's do it together. So guys, I promised to do a part 2 of that previous video on how you can be able to trade in consolidating or ranging market, and this is it. So the last video you watched, it was about how I was able to get this particular setup on XAUUSD, which came about from when market tapped into our area of interest on a high time frame, giving us a valid pattern that we do trade with off fib confirmation and others. So here was it. So now I'm going to be showing you, after this happened yesterday being Tuesday 12th August, I came today this morning around open of London section, and I was able to see that okay, now market, not only the market went up, and if for the fact that market came up to this area, which means that this area is likely going to hold. So we are looking at market to finally break this previous side that we marked here, which I called anything I called it, but some people do call it buy side liquidity, but let's not just give it a name. So now the market is on this level, so we are going to mark out this level and try to see how market reacts around this area. So first and foremost, as market came into this area, which here looks like the highest side, the market came inside this like mid-term consolidation in lower time frame, I just looked straight and I saw that okay, somewhere somehow this is a valid strip of liquidity, change of character, right? Then retest, and then market came and market dropped this area that you can see here, and this is my 5 minutes time frame. So as market came into this area and gave us this kind of supply area, I was looking at taking a sell trade from here, but remember that market tapped into our 4-hour and also 1 hour, like our higher time frame likely support area around this area, this line you can see here, remember. So I'm looking at market is likely not going to just drop from here. I was looking at the probability of market dropping and probability of markets not dropping from here. So I just need to have a candlestick confirmation around there, which will confirm to me that market is likely going to hold above that area and keep buying to the upside. So that was just how I was able to do that. And remember that after then price was still here, which was this particular signal I dropped on my Telegram channel, telling them that wait, though we are still waiting for candlestick confirmation. You can see that this was 7:14 a.m. You can see that here was when I was waiting for price to react around this here. I was looking for that my favorite candlestick pattern that looks like an evening stand, and if I was able to get that here, I'm going to sell. But since it didn't happen, our market just invalidated and cleared all liquidity around this area, I then knew that market is likely going to buy from here. So I just zoomed down to my 3-minute time frame first of all, and clearly on the 3-minute time frame you can see that market was not even giving us any chance. Then going down also to a 1-minute time frame, you can see that market is likely not also giving us a choice. But there is one thing I noticed around this area. Now market, not just that market invalidated this area, market also gave us a what I call an inducement around this area. So an inducement around this area means that likely one way or the other, price is likely going to hold above this area. So I was looking at this particular candle as a kind of, not that it is what it is, a kind of demand area that I'm going to trade from. So here was where I was looking at taking an entry. But if I could have even calculated my stop loss level and my risk. I would say our market just bought from there, and that was it. As market was dying from there, I was looking at if market can just make a little retest back so I can, take a trade from there. I remember that I do trade with fib, so if I should consider that level, then it means that plotting my fib from the low of this candle here to this high, you can see that my inducement was above that my fib area, and that block was inside my fib area, which is like a valid confirmation for me to take a trade, and that was the reason why I was targeting here. But then I zoomed out to see what's the possibility of markets even buying from that level. I saw okay, since we have a candlestick around here that has a long wick, which means that there is likely going to be liquidity at this week. So I also mark out the tip of that candle, and remember the tip of the candle means that if markets can come up to this area, then market has already cleared all liquidity at this side, and there is high chance that market will do that, since market has invalidated, like market has cleared these previous consolidating highs, like the highs that markets formed to this consolidation. So that was how I was able to extend my target, not just here again. I then extended it here, giving me a cool 1:8.4 risk to reward trade. And this was it. You can see that I also sent it here that, okay, since we missed the trade, but regardless, this was it. Market, and here was where I was targeting market should likely come up to. So that was it. But see the funny part, I saw this one first of all, which was valid. But the moment market was there and I was like, it's like I've made this trade. Even when markets like came down lower and also created this side, I just forgot the trade. I'm like, I've missed the trade, not knowing that market is even setting to give me another entry, of which even if I took this first entry, I can also take another entry around here. Now let me give you a breakdown of how even the most valid of entries even came about. Going back to a 3 minutes time frame, you will see that from my 3 minutes time frame, market gave me a clear, let me off my candle so you see something. Market from a 3 minutes time frame perspective, market gave a clear break of structure around this area. After market cleared the liquidities at this side, market gave me a valid break of structure here, right? Valid break of structure with a follow-up inducement around here. Inducement meaning the last low before that break of structure happened. So here was my inducement level. And if I should also plot my fib from that low that market created around here up to this side, you can also see clearly that my entry fell into my fib area, and inducement is slightly above that area. That was just another valid confirmation. But before I even came back, market was already here, so I missed both the first one and the second one. So if for any reason I was able to at least see the second setup, then here should have been my valid entry. I should have taken my entry by marking out the block here. So here should have been my next entry on this trade on XAUUSD. I should have just taken my trade the moment market entered this area, and then my SL will now be just slightly below that candlestick, right? Also targeting that same area. That was it. This should have been another cool 1:6.59, right? Roughly 1:6.6 reward trade. I missed the first one, I missed the second one, and that was it. Now market even cleared that area that I was targeting and even gave the third entry. Funny thing is that I missed the whole entry the market gave me around this area. Remember that this block is still valid. Like as long as market is holding above this area, any retest around this area is still a valid point of interest for us to take more trades. Now let me show you something else. If I should clean this first and the second one, you see something. Just consider something here. Okay, let me just remove this forecast, this buy and short to here. If you check very well, you see that markets reacted from this area, right? And here was a valid break above this area. If I should also go back to my 3 minutes time frame, here is still an inducement level. Like here is a valid inducement level. A valid inducement level. Like if you say I was active, here was still a valid inducement level. And price even came in to retest around that area, giving another entry for a buy. Can you see that too? A valid entry for a buy, meaning that if I should go down to 1 minute time frame and wait for price to give all confirmation around this area, you see that price from there still maintaining above, like still keeping above this level. Can you see that? Price reacted around this area. After the whole reaction, price gave us a valid cross above my fib area with a strong bullish momentum candle. And when the market did that, you can take another entry, which happened around here by 9:30 Nigerian time, GMT +1. You can see that. So I should have even taken another entry if to say I was also active around this area. This was another perfect entry. This time I can target a full market sweep of liquidity around this area. You can see that. So like the whole thing paid me that I was not even able to catch neither the first nor the second or even this third one. And all this trade, the SL are less than 10 pips. This first trade here, the SL was around 5.9. Like, let me just rough approximate now. This first one was just 6 pips. Second one was around 6 to 7 pips. This one was just like 10.4 pips. Like everything was just falling according to my trade plan, like the strategy I trade with, both the stop losses and everything. See now, a coin to 7-1 reward trade just missed every single thing. Right now, I don't even know whether to still look at XAUUSD to give me more trades. Okay, not even XAUUSD alone. I also made analysis on BTC/USD. Let me show you BTC/USD. Going up to my 2 hours time frame, here was my analysis on BTC/USD. Like today I was just like missing all setups, like I was not even able to get not even one. On BTC, you can see that market here give us a failed 4-hour supply area. Okay, let me just make another video totally on BTC. Let me not bore you guys on this video. So stay tuned for the part 3 of this trade breakdown on how to trade when market is consolidating. And this BTC trade is just like trend continuation trade, nothing much, nothing less. So stay tuned for the next video on BTC USD, or click the link in the description to see this video. So see you guys. I'm Jovianking Trade. I wish you all profitability this year. Stay tuned and subscribe.